3 security cams. And incredible deals for the rest of the house, too. And Echo Show 5, the versatile sticker cam, and the award-winning Ring Alarm. Shop now and save at Ring.com.
All right, here we go. A little bit of train horn for good luck and good measure. And this is where Matt got a little taste of Finkel's true range of motion. Whoa. Okay. This was about 80% full power flow. That's all you
Hello?
gotta do, dude. That's all you gotta do. 3, 2,
Hello?
1. Hit it! Go, baby, go!
Your mind's turning down
That's
the
a terrible and efficient launch trajectory. We've settled the question of man versus machine. That's my boy! Finkel!
Can we land down to save him?
The hang time, though, right? So high. But since Finkel made the trip all the way out here, we decided to keep going and try his foot next.
I guess we'll land at Dirty Ducks
which is
then.
an even 20 yards past the NFL record. But first, we wanted to try and figure out the foot speed of Finkel versus Prater. So we recorded a few kicks in slow-mo with a checkerboard background behind it. This is a trick I learned while at NASA that they've used for ages, because if you know the size of each of those squares,
Oh wow,
it allows you to
he
watch
literally
back the
left. Oh
clip
my god.
and tell the speed of any moving object in the footage by converting grid boxes per second to miles per hour. So when you do this, you find Matt's foot is moving at an insane 48 miles. Elite place kickers and soccer players. The robot's foot, however, is traveling more than 30 miles an hour faster at a blazing 82 miles
I
per
don't
hour.
know.
We also measured the ball speed after contact.
He
and
left.
while
I don't have a
Prater is
duo,
at 80 miles per
and I
hour,
cannot
which is
win this.
again insanely fast, the robot clocks in at 120 miles per hour. And that checkered background speed trick is so cool that I invented this. I call it the 40-mile-an-hour blanket because it's a real soft, functional blanket on one side, but the other side has these squares that are sized just right so that if you film in slow-mo on your phone, the math works out perfectly so that you just count how many squares it travels in exactly 1 slow-mo second, and that's how fast it's moving in miles per hour. So for example, if I film this first chart in slow-mo,
God, I headshotted him though.
second, in this case, it's 28 squares. And we know it was traveling.
Alright, I know the title is on
We used a great
Random Duos,
to check
but
our hands at the same speed. And so
I'm just playing.
I throw a Nerf football at 15 miles per hour, and I can do a short sprint at 12 miles per hour. There are 40 total squares, which means you could measure any with 1 blanket. But if you get 2 blankets, then you can unlock the achievement to measure things up to 80 miles per hour. And if you get 16.7 million of them, you can measure the speed of light. And it's not just a speedometer and a camera you can put on your bed, but the back is solid blue, which works great as a green screen for filming or for video call background replacement. And a very limited quantity are available on my relatively new website, markover.com. Every single videos like this one. And even if you're like, I got plenty of blankets, Mark, I put all the critical square spacing info on the website so you can construct your own grid and still have fun with the science. And so now that we knew Finkel could blast these balls at 120 miles per hour, here was his first attempt from 83 yards, although still not quite at full power, and I'll explain why in a second. Okay, a little bit of horn. Now we're ready. 3, 2, 1. And when you see this, these balls were no Deflategate Brady specials. These were the most inflated footballs I'd ever handled. You could barely dent them in with your hand. It's just the pressure from the robot foot was that high. The first kick had the worst possible trajectory, and so the hang time was hilarious. We had quite a bit of energy up in the air. I think we need to optimize this a bit. But straight is a gosh darn arrow. So for the next one, we arranged the foot to contact higher up on the ball so it wouldn't pop it up so much. But still not a full power kick.
Whoa!
Please! This one was just short because it knuckleballed and didn't pop up high enough. So now we knew exactly where to strike the ball to split the difference between those two, and we figured we might as well leave it all on the table and go full throttle. Which makes now a great time to explain why we weren't just doing this on an average. On our last trip to the
Hello?
practice field, we were totally dialed
Bro,
in.
why is a storm out? I literally just joined Creative Fill.
Is suborbital. As a reminder, this is a 60-yard attempt. This is only 4 yards shy of the NFL record. And as you can see, we've got a little room to spare as we pass through the uprights. So then just for fun, we opened it up and sent all 2 tons of spring force through the machine and into the ball, which is when this happened. We're just going absolutely full, all of the power. What? Oh my God.
File with the help of an expert, or let an expert file for you. Intuit TurboTax Live.
So how many times has it happened to you? Your phone
Your dog water, kid.
looks familiar, and so you answer.
I think you're so good at the game. Taking Anonymous 366.
Calls. Some of us, of course, have more colorful names for them, but how to stop
I
them?
don't even know why your name's Anonymous. You're literally dog.
That lets you thwart those annoying calls while exacting a little bit of payback. Here's NBC News national investigative correspondent Jeff Rawson with Rawson Reports.
Robocall. As you watch that clip back, the ball landed here, but it had the height to clear the uprights right here. And you'll notice that's right above this unique pattern in the cement. And from the satellite view, that unique pattern is right here. Now, we were kicking from the 50-yard line, so the question is, what is that?
Moron.
Well, if we borrow this convenient 100-yard measuring stick, and then kick with the uprights with no T and a slight headwind from 105 yards away. Now, this is a bit of a...
Hello, I'm live streaming right now.
Because on one hand,
But no one cares, so I'm gonna leave.
the robot and kick 105-yard field goals is amazing. But on the other hand, on the very next kick, this happened. The leg just fell out. We might be done for today. Basically, we sheared the key in the key shaft because of the whole 2 tons of spring force thing. And in case you're unfamiliar, this is the key. It's just a chunk of metal that gets wedged in here so that when the key shaft turns, the sprocket turns with it. So the final improvement would have been to swap the key shaft with a spline shaft because those distribute the load evenly among many surfaces as opposed to just one. Unfortunately, those spline shafts had a 2-week lead time, and we were flying to Detroit a few days after. Oh! 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 Watch me close that here. I'm sorry, buddy. Oh my gosh! And sure enough, it was the key that was the culprit. Keys aren't supposed to do this. Like, that's bonkers. And so despite the explosive finale, I'm calling this a W. Not only did Robot Ray Finkel beat the NFL record with a 70-yard kick at sea level with no wind, but he did it at 80% power in a super inefficient kick trajectory. On top of that, even though he lost a couple freaking legs in the process, he showed he's capable of bombing a 105-yard field goal into a slight headwind right off the turf with no tee. And so with all that, honestly, I was willing to let Prater off the hook.
This is how I make a BLT. Put some mayo on there, avo, beautiful tomato, bacon. Beautiful, some flaky salt.
And sitting in a hot tub filled to the brim with solid sand. This is one of the coolest things ever. If you take a tub of sand like this, and then add air in just the right way, it basically becomes a liquefied soup.
Alright, let's do this, bro. Don't me, bro.
Fluidized bed. It's like an air hockey table. And then when you cut off the air, it freezes everything exactly where it's at. So today I'm going to show you how to make a simple version like this yourself. And then because I became curious what it would feel like to be fully immersed in something like this, we made a hot tub size version. As you can see from this 60-year-old video from the Royal Institute of Science, this demo isn't exactly new. I've wanted to build one for a long time, but you can find literally no information online on how to make one like that. So I started combing through a bunch of patent drawings for massive industrial-sized fluid beds, and I noticed that instead of one big inlet, they all had a bunch of small holes to deliver the air. So starting with that in mind, it still took us 25 failed versions before we arrived at this design. As you can see, it's just a bunch of half-inch PVC pipes arranged sort of in a ladder. But the key is to drill two 1mm holes 90 degrees apart from each other, and then do a bunch of those spaced 25mm apart. Then you glue all the pipes together, and just make sure you orient the holes down, so that will keep the sand from getting in. And then you just seal off the container with some hot glue. And then fill your container with either fine sand or with glass beads work really well. And you can power with a small air compressor like this, or you can just rent a large nitrogen container like this for about $30, and that'll give you 10 minutes of runtime. As usual, I will put a link to all of the parts I used in the build in the video description. My buddy Ken had an old broken spa in his backyard, which we decided to put to good use.
Alright, so I'm playing Arena right now.
It just stops and you're like locked in place. It's like a weighted blanket on every surface of your body. Now that it was tested and ready, in my ongoing quest to be the favorite uncle, I decided to surprise my nephews with it.
Alright, start off the bat. Pretty good.
Let's take a few moments to calm the mind and relax the body. Cozy up under the covers and close your eyes. Feel the bed absorbing the weight of your body, allowing your head to ease down.
But before we get to swimming in sand, let's talk about the science behind a fluidized bed. And don't click away if you think science is boring. If you're new here, you should know that my approach to science is similar to Velociraptor hunting patterns. I try to bring people in with a catchy thumbnail or a cool thing to see, and then when they least expect it, admittedly, the analogy breaks down a little at the end, but if you promise to hang with me for the next 2 minutes, I promise to try and walk
I don't know
a
why I did
delicate line
that,
between
but
trying to make things
don't
simple
ask.
to understand without oversimplifying or being condescending. Fluidization is
See, this is why I don't drink Big Pots.
so that the force of the air
Well, this is why I did not drink the Big
force
Pot.
of gravity or weight. And when that happens on any individual grain of sand, it hovers in equilibrium like this. You can think of forces acting on an object like a tug of war. If an object is in equilibrium, that means there's a tie, and it doesn't accelerate in either direction. Just like in a real tug of war.
Okay, I must really be playing Sweat Lobby. Oh, run. Ah, frick.
Unbalanced, and will start to move this way, which is actually what happens if you accidentally put your air too high. As the fluidization occurs in that sweet spot where the sand particles hover in equilibrium, which makes them easy to move around. This is also the reason sometimes you'll see pools pumped with air to cushion the landing for the divers. Now you notice that some stuff floats in the sand and other stuff sinks. This has to do with the buoyancy force, which is a function of the density of the surrounding fluid and the volume of the object itself.
This is
Whenever
Europe
an
servers,
object
bro.
exists in a pressure gradient, there are forces from pressure pushing in on all sides, but they push a little bit harder the deeper that you are, which is why it hurts more to be the bottom guy in a dive pile, or it hurts your ears more the deeper you dive in the pool. And this makes sense because the deeper you dive, the more water there is above you pushing down. And if you add up the size and direction of all those arrows, a bunch of stuff cancels out, and you're left with one net force pointing upwards. That is the buoyancy force. And if your buoyancy force happens to be greater than your force from gravity, you float. And if your buoyancy force happens to be less than the force from gravity, you sink. Now we usually think of buoyancy
oh my
with
God.
water, but you can think of things like helium balloons being buoyant in our atmosphere. So here's a trick question. Which of these has a higher buoyancy force? It's actually the rubber ball. Buoyancy force has nothing to do with the density of the object, just the volume. So since the rubber ball takes up more space, it has a higher buoyancy force. But, you might object, then why does the rubber ball sink and the balloon floats? Remember, it's a tug of war. The rubber ball sinks because the force of gravity on the thick rubber skin and the air inside is bigger than the buoyancy force. But for the balloon, even though it doesn't have as big of a buoyancy force compared to the ball, it still floats up because that buoyancy force is bigger than the weight atmosphere is roughly equal to the density of the helium in the balloon. Because that's where the tug of war.
Jesus Christ, bro, it's freaking alive.
We made it through. Now back to my nephews.
Alright, I'm gonna look at the kills here. He's low, he's low. I'm such a bot! I did freaking things to freaking not use my armor! GG, you freaking bot default, you're garbage.
We're going to focus the attention on the different parts of the body, watching as they switch off for the night, starting down at the feet, ankles, in the
This guy stole my package from a porch, and he's about to open it in his house. Hello! But what he doesn't know is that this is the third generation of a new and improved custom-built vape package that's recording him on 4 different phones and just released a pound of the world's finest glitter, along with some other nasty surprises. But to understand how we got here, we first have to go back in time a bit. Because that's when this couple stole a package from my porch. And even with the video footage, the police wouldn't do anything. So I vowed to use my engineering skills to go full Home Alone on these punks. Not just to avenge my package, but as a tribute to the 2 million packages that are stolen across America every year. And because packages are taken most in December, for the 3rd year now, it's sort of become a Christmas-time tradition for me to do my very small part to encourage future would-be porch pirates to choose a different profession in just the most fabulous way possible. So before we see how this year's version fares in the wild, I'm going to first walk you through all the upgrades my buddy Sean and I have been incorporating into this box over the past year. For starters, we updated the outer casing, this time going for more of a Cybertruck aesthetic. You can sort of see the evolution from year to year right here. As part of this, we created an intentional handle here in the hopes the package thief will grab it, not realizing we took a page directly from the Kevin McAllister security plan by putting extra
Buddy, you're gonna die. So,
probably,
I don't know.
Using those rodent traps. And as you can see here, it's incredibly strong. You'll also notice these 2 protruding rods. Those are the most critical improvement from last year, but more on that in a second. Under the hood, we made quite a few changes as well. The fundamentals are still the same, where you have a battery-powered Arduino-based microcontroller on a custom-printed circuit board that gives instructions to these 4 phones, which allows us to record the thief no matter which side they open it from. But this time we upgraded the brains of the box itself to have its own SIM card too, so we can fully control
Haunted
all
Hills.
the functions at any And this year you'll see
This freaking game is garbage.
but 4 canisters of parts. I had the personal goal this year.
His love potion is right there.
But at least at some point comment on just how bad it is.
This is why I hate lever actions. They're so garbage.
Last year.
Epic Games.
Along with just a touch or 2 of essence.
A lot of things you need to put it back in the game and take out.
Because it lingers much longer than the fart spray, and anything
Take out IO guards, take out lever actions, put back in pump shotguns, bro.
turned by motor motors, which sprays the fart spray, and we keep spraying it every 30 seconds because, first of all, it's ridiculous and hilarious. But second, and more importantly, so they get rid of the package out of their house before they realize there's 4 phones inside. And this design feature makes it so we pretty much cover our boxes 100% of the time from the closest trash can or dumpster, since we already know the location of the box at all times due to the GPS tracking on the phones. But if the box does get destroyed by a package-filling glitter hater, all the phones will have already uploaded their footage to the cloud for me to see exactly what happened. And then, of course, we've got the main attraction, which is this spinning cup powered by a motor underneath here, which this year holds 50% more of the finest biodegradable glitter that money can buy. And so then after opening the box and just like sitting in a daze trying to process what the heck just happened, well, that's when we start the countdown.
9.
And of course, we know nothing happens when it gets to the end. But having just been covered in glitter and fart spray, they're going to be terrified of what this would possibly escalate to next by the time the countdown ends. And then after the countdown, we have the police scanner. But this year we added LEDs, so it will light up the room in red and blue lights for added ambiance. This also allows us to illuminate the package thief's face with white light in case they open it in another setting. And then finally, we've got this lid, which still has these 2 holes with one-way film, so we can record what's going on even before it's open. And as you can see, Kevin's older brother Buzz has also been working hard this year. He's releasing not just the fictitious Buzz Buds, but the entire Buzz collection. And it's just adorable when you hear some of these package themes repeat that in excitement. And this is literally the box we use, but somehow they never bother to read the side with lots of little words that would totally give the whole thing a...
Isaac, it's time for you to go to sleep, Bella.
How?
What you mean, no? You got school tomorrow.
No, I don't.
Yes, you do.
I have school. I don't have any school for Tuesday.
Okay.
I don't have any school on Wednesday. I mean, I don't have any. I have school on Wednesday.
Yes, no, they don't have any school. They go, they do. I don't even know. I talk to you later, Isaac. I'm lost. I don't even know anymore.
I really don't know that. I remember. So where's the here? Wait. Oh, I can't even break it. I hate lever action, bro. Some guy had a blue lever action, I had a blue lever action, and I died. I want another shotgun, bro.
When the lid slides off, they shoot out, which prevents the natural reaction of someone to just quickly put the lid right back on again. And this happened quite a bit last year, and it just makes it way less fun for extended out by this spring. This little floating chunk of steel drops down into the screw, which stops the plunger from being pushed back in. This is just a beautiful passive solution, and the only way to reset them to get the lid back on is to either wave a magnet here, which sucks that steel chunk up, thereby allowing the plunger to go back in, or to turn the whole thing upside down, which means the chunk falls out of the groove due to gravity. And for the final major design improvement, last year it was a hassle for our porch volunteers to have to bring the boxes in and charge them every night, and then remember to put them out the next day. It was also a problem if the box got stolen in the late afternoon, because the phone and the box batteries could be pretty low at that point. So this year, we made a custom format that discreetly plugs in and then inductively charges the box at all times, so it's always ready to go. So the idea is after the bad guy properly disguises itself and then comes sneaking by and steals it off the porch, all the batteries are at 100% charge, and the box knows that it's no longer on the mat, so it texts us that it's been stolen and starts recording and uploading footage and sending us GPS updates. So when they eventually get home and take off the lid, the circuit board brain knows it's go time and autonomously sets everything in motion. Hello! Now, is it petty to dedicate an entire year of your life to completely over-engineering a box just to shoot a little glitter at someone? Yes. But at the same time, could that creation still be just ridiculous and beautiful? Also, yes.
But I need heals, like freaking shielding me. I don't need heals, I just need shield, dude.
So that's Glitterbomb 3.0, and if you think this is cool and you want to support more efforts like this, you can get this super dope hoodie of the Wireprint Canon model at markroeder.com. After 10 years of YouTubing, I finally got some merch along with a cool new logo, and I can assure you that the money that was clearly saved by using the second-rate t-shirt model just went straight into making everything in the store super soft and comfortable and to give free returns. And so now all that was left to do was to send these boxes to purchase all across America. Thanks to my friends at Simply Safe, hooked us up with a bunch of cameras. We could monitor everything remotely and then just wait. And we didn't have to wait long. Our very first box was taken at night. And apparently, they didn't seem to appreciate the name calling or the quality engineering. Because in the morning, this is what we found. So it was one box down, but we still had 6 backups left. And while he didn't explicitly mention the smell,
5, 4, 3.
The countdown was certainly pulling its own weight. After a nice fart spray block with their hands, this lady tries to wrestle the lid onto her safe for a solid 10 minutes. And eventually exploits our one Achilles heel and turns it upside down. And she got it. I mean, I'm not even mad. That's just impressive.
Hello. You guys give up? Or you're thirsty for more?
So bright. And at this point, I'm like, how is nobody mentioning the smell? So you can imagine how happy I was to see this.
6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Recovery sequence initiated.
You did it. You did it.
You guys give up? Or you're thirsty for more?
This one was another W for Team Fart Spray.
Yes.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Activation complete. Recovery sequence.
And this one was the perfect Harry Dustin with glitter, but he got doused with the fart spray and then freaked out with the countdown and then grabbed it by the mouse glue handle on the way to the dumpster.
Yes.
These guys had suspicions, so they took it outside.
Hello. You guys give up? Or you're thirsty for more?
Houston, we have a problem.
Humanity after seeing only the bad apples that make it into my video. Just like last year, we set up a way to showcase the good apples too. So in some cases, we left it by an apartment mailbox and left tons of contact information all over the label. And 90% of the people did the right thing and just walked by and didn't take something that didn't belong to them. Then an additional 7% took it, but they were really trying to do the right thing by locating where it was supposed to go and then calling the number that was listed all over the label.
And they left them out by the mailbox?
Really?
Yeah, I'm just like, I do not want to leave these there.
In those cases, we would go retrieve the box from them and typically give them a couple $100 for being so cool. It's only that teensy remaining 3% that get to star in my video. And they almost never fit my preconceived notion of what a package thief is. Like in this case, we had placed it by this mailbox, and then randomly a bunch of police showed up to arrest this guy who lived there. Then this teenage kid comes out and grabs the box, literally walking past several police officers in the process.
But
13, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9.
Oh, it was a joke. It was a glitter bomb.
then I hate you was never before, bro.
Stopped on stealing. And as we were in the process of putting all these boxes out, I kept being spammed with all those pre-recorded scam calls. So I thought, how amazing would it be if I could send a glitter bomb to someone that lives in Madison? So I called up my buddy Jim Browning, who has a YouTube channel dedicated to...
You're bad. I could have sniped you.
In this case, getting access to their CCTV footage, then disrupting the scam by warning the victim and or their bank. And so by teaming up, we were able to physically intercept 2 packages that were...
Yeah, I got the upper hand, buddy.
These packages
Kind of.
contained more than $10,000 in cash that we're able to return. We were very confused, but then very grateful. And it's such a crazy, convoluted story that involves multiple private investigators, the NYPD.
You're dog water. I hate liver accidents. I get killed 2 times in a row by some dumb gay liver accidents, bro. It's so annoying.
Basically, glitter bombing our
Take them out of the game.
And don't worry, we're being cautious.
Seriously, take them out.
With the authorities. At any
They're
rate,
really
I was
annoying.
planning on putting all that in this video, but the whole situation has taken such a hard right and is still ongoing that I won't be ready to tell the full story for another couple months. And by the way, if you're thinking, how dumb could someone be? I would never send $15,000 in cash through the mail. Just hold your judgment till you hear the full story. The scammers' tactics have evolved way beyond just an email from a Nigerian prince. So make sure you're subscribed to my channel and Jim's channel if you want to hear how this whole thing pans out. Another new thing we tried this year was because I live near San Francisco and cars get broken into all the time up there. I was curious what would happen if we put one in a car seat, and the window was busted literally within an hour.
Enough. Teamed up with Fortnite when the game first came out, before Battle Royale even existed just in
Alright.
the world. And as part of it, they put my channel logo at the time in the game. And anyone who signed up with my link got to have that channel
pause
logo
the stream.
as their banner. And you can't get it anymore. So long story short, this
Alright, I'm back.
Gotcha. Holy cow. I have 0 spectators currently. Thought after slaying up that much, we might have a couple, but apparently not. All right, let's just heal up, and then we're going to worry about that spectator problem. Let's keep going. 10 spectators, man. We can do this. Oh, boy, enemy coming. Now what, huh? Gotcha! Get out of my game. Oh, damn. Ooh, I have that. Whoa! Gotcha! Thank you very much. Holy crap, man. Am I playing solid gold? Some wild loot in this game. 2 spec... Holy crap, man. Am I playing solid gold? Some wild loot in this game. 2 spec... Holy crap, man. Am I playing solid gold? Some wild loot in this game. 2 spec... Holy crap, man. Am I playing solid gold? Some wild loot in this game.
Hello? Hello? Alright. This way.
You told your father?
This guy's a freaking nerd. Leave me alone. Really do freaking hate nerds. Very annoying or nerding. Cut. Got him. Where the fuck is it? Bruh. Got him. No! Freaking idiot! Props kill him. I could props kill him. You're a dog, bro. The freak are you third partying for, you bot? Damn. What the hell? You're a spammer. Oh my god. Wow. You sound good on my game, kid. You're a dog. Bro, why do I always get third-partied? Kind of freaking, not even kind of annoying, is annoying, bro. You think you're so good at the game when you realize you're really trash. I hate lever actions for that one reason. You can literally, it's against them with them, bro.
Baba, you have school tomorrow. It's Tuesday.
Today's Tuesday?
Tomorrow's Tuesday.
I have to.
Then you do have school.
So there it goes. Keep it up. Keep it in. Oh my god, I knew someone would do that. They always do. I'm gonna find out who this freaking build restarter is, and I'm gonna freaking shoot him in the face. 97. He's a kid. Alright. I keep on getting third party, bro. Solo, you stole my freaking kill. Why? Oh, that's my wall. You really thought you could. You just had to. Your dog. Oh, big ass. This one might just getting the frig alone, though. Bro, I couldn't even see you, and I still managed to hit you like mad freaking time. Is this what I get for being like a decent player? Damn, you can. Your dog. Like we all like just spawned, bro. I hate you. Freaking long. Freaking. Hey, buddy. I am my god with this weapon. He no scope. Okay, well he's pretty good, but damn, your dog, bro. Gonna knuckle kids. Like, you're so good. Where are you? Nah! You freaking... come on, get my kill stolen. My stuff stolen. I'm oblivious of that. Imagine AR spamming until I die. That's literally what you're doing. You think you're so good. You're garbage. Look at you. There might be no one watching my damn live stream, but if there were, they would know I dogged on you. Oh my god, imagine AR spamming. Why is everyone freaking AR spam on me, bro? Cause I know I'm a freaking trap. Come here. You're doo-doo! I know you are, bro. Yeah. Alright, stream. I'm gonna pause the stream for a sec. Alright. Dog water. Really thought I was AFK. I mean, I was. Kept on freaking killing me, but then I dog watered on you, kid. What the charge shotguns at? Frick. I don't need it. Frick. Hit the head. Your dog! You were just letting the default do your dirty work. Frick. Whatever it's called. Got him. Alright, chat. I'm gonna freaking... Alright, let's go. Ow, bro. How do you eat air? Chug water! Oh god. You're lucky I don't have a chocolate. And I cannot put it in. You dog! I wish I know a dog don't please, boy.
Hello? Oh yeah, me too. We got.
Yeah, hello? No heels? Yo.
Corona. How did you know? I'm just kidding.
Coronavirus, coronavirus. Hello, Jesus. Oh, Jesus. Oh my gosh. Corona.
How?
No. No. Yes. Okay, you know my CJ. Everyone says MC Day, it's my CJ, and I'm pretty. Like a my candy, oh, whoa, whoa. I like a my candy, whoa. Gucci Mane, Gucci Mane, Gucci Mane, Gucci Mane. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Oh my god. Nah, crazy. I could win this. I could win this. I kind of want to see where he is. He's in there. Got the guns, the stuff, the other stuff, the metal. This is the Jeep, the gold. Make it loaded. Combat is not a pro loadout, you know this, right? Literally for kids who don't know how to do anything. Oh god. This is pro loadout. Charge shot. Little balls. Gloves. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god, man. Oh my god, bro. Then I'm gonna use a code, dude. Code dude. No one is going to use your code. talk classes every day. Let me have things to wrong. Come on. Meow, meow, meow. Cookies, Chinese, make a beat. Walk on down. Super Brothers Chicken. Super Brothers. Super Brothers. No! Where is he? I want to know where he was. You. About that time. What? About that time. You know what time it is? Not night time. No, it's not. Yes, it is. I don't have school tomorrow. So what? That doesn't matter. Yes, it does. You know, damn well, just because your dad and my mom is not here does not mean that you do not have to go to sleep early. So, it's about that time. Grandma just told me to tell you to sleep. I gave you 10 extra minutes. I'll let you slide. So, chop chop.